Ready to get started?
Ready to get it started.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2,
You already know.
1. Hey.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Hey.
We got black men. We got cigars.
Black Men and Cigars. You already know what time it is, who it is, where it is, and what it is. Got Coach Demecos here. Demecos Chambers, Fear Coach. Originator, creator, co-owner, co-host, big dog, big man. Damn, he black girl.
I hate when people call me big man.
Oh, I hate.
Nigga,
that is not a compliment. I don't know why dudes think that's a motherfucking compliment. What's up, big man? I mean, it's like, nigga, I know I'm big. I'm working on myself.
I knew I had gotten too big when they called me big man.
Right.
I was like, nigga, I ain't even tall.
Motherfuckers call you big man?
Right. And I ain't even tall, so I know they insulting me, bro. To my face. Front of my girl and my kids.
Hold on, introduce. Go ahead.
This is Mark, though.
Yourself.
This is Mark Anthony. Same man, different hat. You already know what's happening. I'm here.
Same man, different hat. Man.
You got the Java?
Yes, I do.
I got one too, bro.
But this is Java Mint. You got a latte look like.
Yeah.
I love the latte. I had that a couple nights ago. Let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Is it hard being bald? Let me ask you a deeper question. When did you come to grips with that your hairline ain't coming back?
See, this is disrespectful.
I'm just asking the question.
The first one was okay. The first question was.
I want to know what to prepare for.
You basically just asked me, just like asking a woman her weight.
I basically just said, excuse me, big man.
Yeah. You basically was like, you asked a woman how old she was.
I just want to know, bro.
So, I'll say this. I'm going to be honest.
I watched Tory Lanez yesterday. I'm like, man,
there's two different problems.
All right, go ahead.
Two different problems. I don't got them problems.
Go ahead.
And he younger than me. Shout out. All I'm saying, he feeling himself because he got his hairline in check today. This nigga went to the barber. He's straight.
Right, but I'm like, when you're a successful man, like, at that point, like, and your hairline is, on a mechanical issues you can't control, it's like, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Like, what point did you get to that stage where you like, fuck it? Because me, I'm ready.
You're not that guy when you bald, bro. You ain't got a bald. You ain't got no head for the bald head.
I do got a bald head.
Luckily, my dad bald, so I knew how it was gonna look. I ain't had to.
So you had the model.
I'm a
you
second
had a
generation.
Was your great grandpa bald?
Nah, he had a whole till he died. He had like a whole little Jerry curl or whatnot.
Oh damn.
So it was real disgraceful.
So yours came from your mom's side.
That was from my dad. My dad's dad had a whole Jerry curl.
That's why I said yours came from your mom's side, your bald head.
I ain't even hit the sound check. I don't even know it.
I
really ain't knowing how we sounded.
I'm so used to just going straight in.
Look. We good though.
Okay.
We sounding great. You ain't got to keep it on.
Oh.
You ain't got to keep it on. But no, real talk. How old was I? I graduated high school. I was good. I graduated college the first time, so I was probably I graduated I was 21, so I was still good at 21 with signs of like my hairline had dementia. so
I was good at 21.
I was good at 21. Well, I had to keep it light. They'd be like, oh, how you want it? I'd be like, yo, just real low. So I could never at 21 I couldn't do what you did. Cause it would look like it would just be a big ass V at some point. I look like Vegeta. So,
so you had the little island joint.
So first it started with a widow's peak.
Looked like a Florida peninsula.
Nah, bro, it looked like a big ass M.
Big ass Michigan State emblem.
After a while, it started receding. Had the deep calyx, what they told me.
Damn. So what, you went to a hair specialist or something?
No, I went to a nigga in the barbershop and he was like, damn, how old are you? I like, nigga, we all grow here. But
I remember one time sitting in the barber chair, he's like, yeah, bro, you starting to.
Oh, you gonna get in the middle first.
Yeah, he's like, dog, dude. This was years ago though. He's like, you're starting to lighten up at the top. But I think it's because
when you start spraying that black shit on your hair. I did that one time, bro. Yeah. When I was in college, I didn't really was disrespectful because he did it, and I didn't have the gall to say nothing. I was like, he the professional, and I went out that night, and I had a hat on still, and it just looked like a trail of blood just running down.
Black blood.
Bro was in there
Voodoo
like a
blood.
deacon with the napkin.
You know, the first time I ever had a dude put sauce in my head, that's what they call it. That sauce. Was from it's Beijing, but it's that sauce. Was from when I went and got my hair cut on near your crib.
Which one?
I mean near your house.
Over here?
Near your job. My bad.
Okay.
We on the east side. I was like, I went over there and got my hair cut the first time, and the dude he laced me up, but I was like, dang, my beard looking a little sharp. Dang, he killed my shit. I'm like, damn, my shit is killing right now. I went straight to the cigar bar. He killed my shit. I'm like, boy, I look good as hell.
You didn't know?
I didn't know. I thought my beard grew and he just flattened it with the razor or something. Like flatten it out to make it look full. And so I was like, damn.
You a silly motherfucker.
I didn't know no better. And then on top of that, he burnt me on my face with the clippers, with the razor. I had a little dark mark on my cheek. I was like, this motherfucker burnt me, man. So anyway, I said, I got to go back and get that sauce again. I didn't know again. Keep in mind, I'm still not knowing days later, a week and a half later, that he put sauce in my joint. I'm just looking like, damn, okay, he know how to, he got a special technique. This must be the hood ass barber that can make your shit flatten out, look full.
What about showering? You ain't.
Yes, bro. But you know, after a fresh cut, when you take that first shower afterwards, all the newness and the shininess comes off anyway. So
right.
That's why I thought it was. I was like, okay.
You ain't know that your hands was filled with black water.
Bro, I shower so well, bro. I never noticed, bro. Right. And I shower in the dark.
What kind of creepy face?
I do, bro. It just feels better. If I could do everything in the house in the dark, I really could. But excuse me. But and candlelights. But so I went back to him the second time, bro, and now he talking shit. Now he cocky and shit. He talking about. He's like, he talking about. Now I figured this is why I find out I'm in the barber chair with the barber that they got the least respect in the.
Oh, the nigga who always got a available seat.
Always got an available seat. He the old nigga, and on top of that, he always hating on young barbers. He's telling me in my ear like, look at that little nigga over there. See, he wouldn't be shit without that sauce. That's what he always say. He's like, he can't do shit without that sauce.
But when he put it on, did he use a flyer?
No.
The nigga put a flyer up to your head?
No.
That's what that nigga did with mine.
No. That's what that my barber do that now. That's how he make this part of my hairline darker.
So you really out here hat fishing?
No, I really got it's just
you cat fishing with the hairline.
No, it's right above my hairline. It's a little lighter. See, I got my whole hairline, but it's right above. It's a little lighter, so he be darkening it.
You
up.
really gonna have the Tory Lanez, because at least LeBron started in the middle. Mine started in the callus. You gonna have yours.
Mine joint is like right here.
It's gonna be a disrespectful
It's why I used
spot.
to have my. But you know what I think it is though. Oh, let me finish my story. The reason I stopped getting that cut by that barber on the east side is because he used to text me, ask me for money. Because in the barber chair, he used to tell me all these stories about how he was running this and running that in the strip club and had these girls doing this and that and the third, and how he the man and he got all these women doing this and that and the third. And then this motherfucker hit me during the week saying, "Hey, let me get about $40, $60, give my mama some medicine. You know, my mama's sick." Da 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 da. And so I ignored him the first time. He called because he had the audacity to call me the first time, and the second time he sent me a text. And after that time, I was like, man, I ain't get my hair cut by this motherfucker. And he keep burning me, bro. Every time I got a new burn mark on my face, and I told him to stop putting that sauce on me. I'm like, I'm cool on this. He was like a little paintbrush. He would dip it on, and he would wet it on my face and make, everything darker. So I don't like that Beijing shit. Even my new barber who put it in my hair, it's only because he put a little bit. So I'm cool with it. So
you want it in moderation.
Yeah, in moderation, bro. And it's strictly for just aesthetics.
How women feel about getting hatfish with you?
Women don't get fucking hatfish. Women, I'm not fucking walking around hatfish.
So you laying between the chick legs, she rubbing your head.
You sound like a hating ass nigga right now that ain't got no hairline. That's what it really sounds
her
like.
hand come up black as hell. She can't even rub your head after a hard day's work.
I be like, dang, babe, you just shaved today? That's crazy.
She got to rub your shoulders. Can't go past the shoulders.
Yeah, first off, I don't let women touch my head when I give them head.
Wait, we ain't talking about head.
Oh, okay. You just said woman touch my head while my head
That's the only
between
time
my legs.
You don't get your head rubbed just normal? Like y'all laying down on the couch, y'all laying in the bed, she rub your head.
Dude, these women are not my girlfriend. No, it's not that intimate. Nah.
See, I'm glad I don't got your problems.
You a married man. Of course your wife know your triggers and your shit, how to make you.
But you ain't mess with no women that caress you? These niggas just be like, all right, nigga, we done.
Nah, you know
You
she
be
like.
fucking with Miss Pearly from next
Nah,
Friday.
bro, they rub my stomach.
But rubbing your head is too intimate?
It's just not a thing. First off, I'm big and I'm a lot. You the same size as your girl. So
First
y'all
of all, don't try me, bro.
You're like a cheer
You
pack.
try me.
I'm bigger than these women.
I'm bigger than mine. I'm 5'9". What?
How tall is your wife?
She 5'6". Facts. We just took pictures with one of those things to tell you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You ain't about to rob me out of my 5'9".
I don't believe 5'9". You probably had on them tall
and I'm
boots.
bald, so it ain't no.
You had on them tall boots.
What?
You be wearing them tall boots,
I ain't got
bro.
them though. I ain't take them to
The Vegas? Okay.
That's some New York shit.
Nah, somebody said it's cold. I talked to my homegirl from Vegas today. She said it's cold as hell out there.
Yeah, 50, 60 degrees.
Okay,
Not boot weather.
You won't wear no boots in 50-degree weather? Come on now.
Why would you?
I'm asking you a question.
No.
Shit.
What the fuck?
I will wear boots in 50
You a
degree
no
weather.
limit soldier. That's why.
Actually, I like any excuse to wear boots. I think boots is cool as hell.
I like boots, but I
like
know when
boots.
it's appropriate to wear.
I really would like to get more into boots. Actually,
You look like a nigga that wear thigh high rain boots.
First off,
Them cute. Nigga gonna have some olive green.
You actually more along the type that'll wear some long heeled boots.
First of all,
hold on. Will you wear a boot with a long heel on it? Yes or no?
No.
Even if they like some designer foreign
I'm
handmade
not
black
I'm
boots.
not into designer. Don't matter to me. You trying me like I'm Cat Williams.
Nah, because you'll try some shit like that, I think.
No, I try new fashion and stuff
Okay,
like
then.
that. But
Okay, so you'll put a heel on your boots.
No, what are you talking
You'll put a heel
about?
on your boots.
See, that's that shit. That's disrespectful.
Mm.
Just because you got some thigh highs on.
At most, I'll probably
your
wear
socks go to your crotch.
I like boots, though. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta appreciate I didn't like them as a kid, but as I became an adult, I was like, I fuck with these boots.
Well, it used to snow where I lived, so
In
we fuck with
Kansas
boots
City?
St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
But we did have, just like I said on the last episode, we only got one pair of shoes a year.
Oh,
Sometimes that one pair of shoes was boots. So a nigga walking around St. Louis summer with the boots on. Damn, bro.
But my mom never bought me no Timbs. I didn't get my first pair of Timbs.
You need them.
No, you know
He
what?
was in Roswell.
Hold on. I got my first pair. First off, you disrespect. Shout out to Roswell. I got my first pair of Timbs from my uncle who used to sell drugs. He gave me a bag of clothes.
After he got out of jail?
Nah, he just had a whole. He used to just always toss clothes away, and I was always almost his size, so I would wear this one baggy clothes and shit was in. So he gave me these Timbs, these gray, smoky gray Timbs, and at the time as a kid I used to wear size 12. He gave me some size 14 boots, bro.
Them shits was creased in.
Boy, I don't give a fuck. I rocked the shit out the big
Like he was in jail for real. And you was a dancing nigga back in the day?
Looking like a Wu-Tang member, motherfucker. Big ass gray boots don't match nothing I got on.
Game with Wu-Tang and them? I forgot what that shit was called.
The Wu-Tang fighting game? It was called Wu-Tang.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, it was Def Jam Vendetta.
Because Shaq Fu had one.
I'm talking about Def Jam Vendetta.
Def Jam Vendetta? Oh,
that was you look like one of them characters. Shaq Fu was fire though. I had that shit on Sega.
Oh, Shaq Fu was
fire.
Shaq Fu was a black Mortal Kombat.
That shit was. That shit was fire.
Hey, that was a hard game. Motherfuckers sleep on that shit.
Shaq a fucking legend, bro.
Shaq is a legend. Like,
Did
not
you
even
ever own
low-key.
some Shaqs?
I would buy some Shaqs right now.
Okay, yeah, you grown now.
As a kid,
wait,
nah.
you can't buy no Shaqs. You can't wear no Shaqs.
Nah,
because them women you date superficial as fuck. Women,
right. I gotta wear shit.
You date women that'll correct you on what you wear too.
Mm-hmm.
Which says two things: one, you don't know how to dress, and then two,
True.
Them women be running.
I definitely need to. First off, no. Second off, I definitely need to step up my dress game. But two, nah, man. I think the women like the way I dress. I think they cool with it. I think when they get in a relationship with me, that's different because they see like, oh no, this nigga really don't buy himself no clothes. I'm tired of him wearing the same three outfits.
I mean, unless you one of those guys that either really care about shoes.
No, I want to care about
really
clothes.
care.
I
want to
care about, but I know I gotta lose the weight first to get in the outfits.
Man,
that I
that's
want.
what you think.
No, I want to get into some fly shit. So
I'm about to hit up the gym tomorrow. I still got my membership too. I'm gonna see how much I could lose by the 3rd.
I know.
Cause that's
Dude, I was looking at these fat dudes on that was these that was buying girls in Colombia. I was like, I can tell that they buying these girls. I was like, dang, they just like fat slob towards. I was like, nah, I don't want to be that dude, bro.
This gonna take
Let
us
me hurry get on my grind.
This gonna take us into the segment, one of the segments, cause we gotta this is we could say if there's some good shit or fucked up.
All right, what's that?
Or we could say this is fact or fiction. Either one. And I thought I was listening to this shit when I was doing some research. Plies. Did you see what Plies said
this morning?
No. Plies was telling women, don't go out here buying no bodies.
Oh, really? What he said?
He said because once you get your new body, the only niggas that's gonna care is ugly niggas with a lot of money.
I missed that this morning. I saw the post, but I missed it.
He said,
all right, I'm listening.
He said, real niggas don't give a fuck about that. He's like, niggas like, but he didn't elaborate and say what is okay. He didn't say, oh, just stay natural or, you know what I'm saying, what's a good level. He just said, he did say love yourself and all of that positive stuff. But he said, don't go get you a body because the only nigga you're going to attract is ugly niggas with a lot of money. Now,
damn,
is that good? Is that fucked up? Is that fact? Is it fiction? What is it?
I gotta say that's facts, bro. As a dude like me, who I love a curvy woman. I love a woman that's banging up top, banging in the bottom. But I will say, when you go out and you see a lot of those banging women, especially when they're younger. With the old ugly fat dude that just hopped out the vet.
So I think
that just hopped out the rider. I think it. So let me say this: if she's single and she ain't got no man, she go get that body done. 9 times out of 10, it's either sponsored by some ugly dude or she gonna end up with an ugly dude. Now, if she's married already or cuffed up and got a dude, then and she's doing that mommy makeover body, then that's totally different.
Well, if she doing the mommy makeover, just ain't married.
Nah. Well, is she in a relationship though?
Nah.
Well, see, that's the
she's
thing.
single, and still want a mommy makeover.
You gotta think of it like this: if she feels she wasn't attractive enough to herself, how she feels about her body, to have enough vein enough to go risk her life getting this surgery to make these changes, you gotta understand what kind of that mentality, what it attracts. It attracts the mentality of a person, the male counterpart, who feels that, look, I'm not a physically attractive dude, but I can buy some physical materials and assets that can glorify me and make me more attractive.
Is it a threshold for it? So let's say we get a chick, she lose 100 pounds. So now she got the loose skin. And then she say, I'm just going to get this tightened up.
Okay, get this. Yeah.
I'm going to have one of them doctors.
Skin tighten.
Yeah, he gonna step on my back, and then he gonna yank.
I dated one of those girls.
Who? I mean, I can't say.
Look at you.
I was confused. I was like, I didn't know that.
Wait a minute.
I knew you was always open to it.
But no. But the chick out of 704.
Okay. Oh yeah.
When I was in Durham,
yeah. So I will say this. So, and then what if we talking about a woman who had A cups and she just wants some C's?
Right.
Like when it's not. I think all of it is a bit extreme. I think it subverts you accepting your natural self.
Listen, you say that because you say that as the type of man that you are. You're more into holistic stuff anyway.
I'm more into I fight the narrative so hard against anti-natural.
Right. So, but as a man who,
and I wouldn't want to be with somebody who.
See, that's the thing. So let's have a real conversation about that. Because as a man who's actually dated on that side of the spectrum, women who've gotten work done.
I think I've maybe dated one.
I've dated multiple.
Yeah, you are that dude.
No, that's right. Listen, some of my favorite strippers got work done. You know what I'm
But
saying?
again, I've dated what 3 strippers in my life,
See, you've dated more strippers than me.
but
I just know a lot.
none of them had gotten work done. I'm pretty sure they wanted to.
Nah, I would say half of my favorite go-to strippers got work done, and I'm cool with that.
Right, that's a difference. I'm okay
It's
with
for
the
entertainment.
fantasy
Yeah,
aspect.
yeah, yeah.
My pushback is
So here's the thing that a lot of men don't really know or consider. It's the expense that comes with that.
right.
Like they don't know that a lot of these dudes that look at that and listen, it looks great on a lot of women. A lot of women get great jobs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
I seen the cement booty though.
Oh yeah, I've seen some bad ones.
That's
too.
horrible. No,
they-
sorry.
basement
I felt
booty.
the cement booty.
That's a basement booty.
What,
Like, it got all kinds of shit in there.
right.
Yeah.
I've touched.
Corks, all type of shit.
When I say I
I
knocked on the door of,
Yeah.
excuse me.
What club was you at? It had to be in a strip club.
Oh, it was in South Georgia.
Oh.
I mean, it was in Columbus.
Yeah. Those are not fun. But there's women who get great work done. What a lot of dudes don't know is the maintenance to upkeep that. No matter how, if you're a dude that's ambitious and that's no matter how much money you got, it's an expense that you just, if this ain't your wife or a woman that you in a committed situation with, you're not gonna want to keep affording that. Because you talking about every 3 to 5 years coming out your
Gotta
pocket
get
5
tuned
to
up.
15 grand, right?
You gotta get tuned up.
And a lot of these dudes are only there for the temporary stay because
Yeah.
they want to ride that new body out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They want to take a ride on that new body, but they gon' I think a lot of times I think a lot of women do get stigmatized that way as just for their body, but there's also women who get their body done and still have substance. You know what I'm saying? I will say
Yeah,
that.
but we gonna have a conversation about the chicken or the egg one day.
Right, all right, cool. So, but I want to say this. So, do I fuck with it? Do apply it saying? Yeah, it's true. It's very true. You see, attractive women, period.
Are we talking about women who have extremes though? So
What
if
you
you
mean?
see a woman and her body looks natural, it had a little enhancement. She ain't had no booty, now she got a little cute booty.
Okay. She got a little cuff on her.
Yeah.
Okay.
She got, you know what I'm saying? She had no breast, now she got a little breast. Are we talking about those the same way we talking about women who get they waist snatched, that get the whole joints out, get
Because
big
it-
old asses? Are
You
we
know,
talking about
the
them?
mentality, it's all about the mentality of what it takes to go to the extreme for what outcome. If you're not in the entertainment industry, even if you are, the mentality it takes to put your body on the line to get what?
Nigga, you willing to die in DR?
Yeah, like, because let's be honest about it. 99% of the time, these are complete changes done for vanity.
right.
To look better for whoever is yourself.
And
it's
many
your,
of them ain't
your
even doing
friends,
it for
whoever.
a career.
That's the thing.
Many of them just doing
You know
it.
what? I had a female friend tell me one time. She said she wanted to get her butt done because she wanted the attention that the girls who got their butt done would get from men.
People, that's why I say.
And that's the thing. Women be
Women-
like, y'all be liking that stuff.
Right. Women confuse what we like with what we love.
Yeah. It'd be like, but these girls ain't got most of these guys aren't committing to these women. It's complete facade
What's
and
the name?
fantasy. It's a fantasy. It's really the strip club offline.
Give me that woman that's going to invest that same 5 to 15 into herself, her personality, being that dynamic person, and I take it any day, bro. But I'm also a dude that'll take.
You know what's interesting, bro? You know, if you notice, I mean, you know me super long. So the women that I've been with, that I hooked up with, are. It's interesting how I've been watching a lot of the Kevin Samuels and a lot of other people. It's interesting how conservative black men are when it comes to selecting the women as our partners.
But that's why women have these. That's why women have these ideas about men that's so false. It's like that's what you like. You know what we like is very simple. What we love is very simple. What we willing to commit to is very simple.
Very simple.
And more often than not, it is pretty traditional. It's not completely traditional
Right.
because a lot of men are still wanting women to create a partnership with.
Right,
them. They're
right.
okay with women working.
Right.
But
Right.
when you think about the characteristics, men ain't really asking for a lot of complexities. Show us love, give us that level of support,
Respect is big.
and Give us a reason to want to love you outside of your presence.
Right.
Show some investment. Show some reciprocity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so we got to start thinking about it in that manner, because if we don't, or we got to start giving it to women in that manner, because women really engage with social media so much more than they engage with men on an everyday basis.
Hey, yeah. But I think they confuse our likes with our heart's desires.
That's what I say.
You know what I'm saying?
What we like, to click on something and tap it and give it a heart, to comment on something.
You know what a like is on Instagram?
What is it?
It's a head turn.
Right.
That's all it is.
And
how many times you turn your head at a bad chick that walk by or whatever? You're like, damn. That's all it is.
I tell them, looks they'll knock on the door. It won't get you in the house.
Big facts. Big facts.
Niggas open the door. Oh, what's this? It's not gonna get you invited into the house.
Cause you know what? It'd be so many bad chicks that just got either no substance or horrible personality.
I'm a average looking dude. And we all know that we give pretty women a greater threshold to do dumb shit, to talk to us how we want.
Hell yeah.
You take a lot more than I've ever taken.
First off, in my personal relationships, I take a lot.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, all right.
I'm not even,
because I don't want to.
I don't even have the bravado that you have.
Mm-hmm.
But you've tolerated much more than I will check the fuck out of somebody. And not even arrogantly.
Hold on. Let's get it. Let's make it clear. In relationships, meaning when I'm on the way of marrying this girl.
Right. You got.
So it's a different type of threshold that I allow.
The problem is you always on every relationship you on your way to
marriage. That means
that's a good philosophically.
Nah, that's actually, that means that I'm a serious shooter.
Yeah, but
because if me and you are dating exclusively, that means I'm really keen. You really the only person that can blow this opportunity.
You are good.
But if we just
you are good at your treatment of women. You are bad at your selection of women.
Hold on, what? First off, my thing.
Listen, your resume, the resume of these women.
Hold on, whoa,
impeccable.
The last two have only been the
impeccable resume.
But listen, hold on. The last two I committed to in a relationship were horrible choices.
Well, let's say this.
He loved getting on my relationship.
No. Because I fucked up in my previous relationships. Hold on.
We don't ever talk about your relationship fuck ups.
It's always great.
It's because you're married right now.
No,
we happy for you.
I love to talk about my past experience.
How quick do we forget the past?
I'll say the difference is.
All right, go ahead.
I fucked up my relationships of the past. Mm-hmm. I ended it. I didn't invest as much as I could.
Has a woman never left you?
Not in a relationship.
All right, go ahead.
I messed those up to some extent. I pressed eject too quick. You
let her wear her daddy's coat.
I wasn't in a relationship with her. You fuck up. So I don't fuck up in my selection per se.
How if they weren't the ones that you gonna end up with?
Because nobody the one you gonna end up with except for the one.
Okay, so what are you talking about?
So my problem.
What's the difference from how your poor selection of women to get in a relationship with
that
didn't work out?
Scarred from mine. I was more scarred from women that I didn't work out with than ones that I did. The ones that I committed to. The ones I committed to were always nice, sweet, attractive women. But
for some reason or another, the relationship ended.
It was me.
Right. So that means you chose. Whether you are at fault or not, right. You chose her. You shouldn't have got in that relationship, right?
No, right, I agree with that.
Okay, so that's why it's the same.
But you're going to say that about almost every relationship you're in.
That's the point.
Unless y'all break up because of
now, keep in mind, I've only been in like five serious relationships.
Right.
So what are we talking about here?
No.
Two of those were really bad. Two of those were toxic. Right. But three of those were healthy relationships.
Most of them you kind of sold yourself on. I don't know.
What you mean sold myself on?
You a salesman and you sell yourself first. You sell the item.
We're all selling all the time.
Right. The thing is, number one, you are all or nothing. The volume is all the way up or it's muted.
That's true. I go super hard or I don't
super quick.
True.
And so.
Used to.
The thing is, I want you to be that person. I want you to wait to be that person.
I am. That's what
No. I don't want you to be, we had a good first date. I'm going to be with her for the rest of my life.
When
it's
have you?
a good.
Have I said that at any point since?
Yes.
Boy, you're high.
You said that at Steak and Shake.
No, I said
After
recent.
Steak
No,
and
hold
Shake,
on,
bro.
hold on. I'm talking about after this in as of August 2020. Have I said that about any woman? Okay,
That's
and I've been on a few dates.
But no. It's not about because I've seen you on dates in between these relationships. It's the ones I want you to show a level of patience when you get there.
I hear what you're saying.
When you
I
get there,
this is a black man keeping me accountable.
right?
But just know I'm keeping you accountable.
Right? No, you do. You do all the time.
All
Take
right.
your ass home. You don't want to be single. I fuck with all that, and she don't know.
I want them to know.
She
Hold
don't
on.
know.
I want them to know that I be telling you that all the time.
She don't know that you. She don't know how much you be rooting. She just know that you be disrespectful.
Right.
Sometimes.
She just know when the shit goes south, Miko involved.
Miko always find a way to try to
She like,
beat his
of course
chest.
he involved.
You always find a way to beat your chest.
No, because I don't get my credit for really being out here saving a lot of marriages.
Well, don't nobody wise
and
like
being
your ass
bandages,
anyway.
right? It's like all the wives look at me as they're hanging out with the playboy. Oh, with some girls involved, some trouble involved, Miko involved. Okay, duh. This
But
is
I
the
done
outcome.
did enough. That's how I feel.
Go ahead.
I've done enough, and I'm glad I get to see you, cause it don't increase my desire to like.
Right.
I don't be like, damn, I gotta get back there. I be
Right.
like, nigga, I'm going
Right.
home. Nigga,
Facts.
I'm not.
You know what? Fact. That's
'Cause I be
Hove did
looking at
that,
you-
so hopefully you ain't got to
I
go
be
through
looking
that.
at y'all like y'all niggas really is empty, and not to be disrespectful, but these nights, like it's
Listen,
good to
that's a
hear
fact.
about.
Let's talk about it. That's a fact.
It's good to hear about, but y'all niggas, I can tell you. Look, you one of my I got about 3 homies that's single, and I know that their desire is for some level of exclusivity and companionship, and for one reason or another, it don't happen the way they want it to.
Right.
And then I got a million homegirls. all of my homegirls
That's
be
buck and fuck.
all of my homegirls be
That's buck and
just
fuck.
want it more than life itself, and they want to put that cherry on that milkshake.
But
it just,
buck as fuck.
it don't work out for them.
Because they buck as fuck.
And my
That's
thing
why.
is, how it don't work out for you, and you got a great advisor.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Like, I really be trying to help folks, but we can make this about you. We can make this about us, cause
All right, let's
my
do that.
list of fuck
Let's make
ups.
it about us.
But I ain't gonna talk about the marriage, but my
right,
list
right,
of
right,
fuck ups pre-marriage.
Listen, I will say this. You ain't never brought a chick around or brought up a chick that's been a handful for you.
I don't.
Right.
I
I will give you that credit.
The last time I let a woman run over me, and there's times where I got played, but I wasn't.
Yeah,
It
you
wasn't
definitely played.
like Goldilocks. Goldilocks, I got played, and you kept telling me.
Mm-hmm.
You kept telling me,
Mm-hmm.
and
I remember that vividly, sir.
she used to say goofy stuff like, "Oh, I told my friends that I could see myself marrying you," and I'd be like, "Yo,
That boy was hooked.
we dated for like 3 months. It took me.
You were hooked,
It
bro.
took me.
You were
It
hooked.
took me about 65 days to get a kiss, bro. It took me about 65, 70 days.
Bro, you were a hook, bro.
I was willing to wait, and she kept telling, like, when I broke it off, she was like, we was almost there. I was like, nah, I'm past there. You trying to catch up. And that's what they say, a man, you should, this is confusing sometimes.
What?
People, who should love who more?
Listen, I would
You
never,
always, I don't know, I won't say,
I will never, ever, ever again in life
I don't believe
be with a woman who believes that a man should love her harder than she loves him. No, that's the stupidest
It's
thing.
not
in the
about
world.
believing it.
What?
I got my own belief.
or even exhibiting.
Your women,
No, you got to differentiate when you talk about my woman because they're gonna think that it's every girl I date, and I don't play that. Like
I
women
know you don't want to
play
seem
that.
like you get ran over. You a hard motherfucker
Right.
until
I.
until you hit that title. Once y'all get that title,
Because you know what? It switches from I can't treat her like no player. I gotta treat her like a
I just
husband.
need you to really the
That's
adjustment.
that's really it goes from
the
polar
adjustment
opposite.
you need to make is really small, and it's really
First off, I think I made some. Hold on. First off, shout out to our therapist V. Let's
Hey,
give her a
shout
shout
out to V, bro.
V has
She
did
just-
some
she just
amazing
sent a
work
text
on this.
today.
Oh, she did.
Long ass text. I ain't even read it all.
Damn, she don't be sending me no inspiring text like that.
That's because you don't have no problems.
I got it, man. But I still would like to hear from her, man.
You don't.
I'm
you
starting
also,
to feel some type of way.
You
now.
also somebody who feel like you need therapy once every twice a year.
Twice a year, yeah, that's a fact. But listen, but that's the thing. It's like I think that I go from I do understand I go from player to husband when I'm dealing with a woman. I get it. But what I'm saying is I've learned, especially in the last relationship, I gotta focus on finding a woman who's interested mostly in being my best friend. And taking my time with that maturation process of how that is going to cultivate.
I go back and forth so much.
Well, I know, but I'd say the only reason I say this because I have the luxury to do that.
No, cause you know, my wife think that you and my she try to gauge who's bester of friends.
Who's best of friends?
Between you and her.
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
yeah, but you're her partner though.
She don't understand the difference in the dynamic as
right.
much. So she be like she see us laughing more often, but I'd be like, if you really chopped and screwed our dynamic, you would see we laugh more than me and Miko.
Right.
But it's just we at home together
all the time.
Right.
So a lot of the down parts or the plain parts, the minutia of it all gets focused on more than the excitement parts.
Right. And
you know what I'm saying?
For us, we just get to focus on the excitement because we don't see each other that much to where when we see each other it's lighthearted. But that's why
it's not like me and you know, we ain't
never been I was about to say we ain't never been roommates or nothing like that.
Right.
So I think the most time we spent together was when we went on that cruise. Mm-hmm. But you was asleep half the time. He went on the cruise and was asleep from the ride to the cruise, bro.
We gotta have a podcast one day episode where we just talk about our adventures.
Bro. I was drunk some of good amount. So but
I mean, I don't know. Go ahead.
But no, so since we
I think this at the end of the day, bro. Listen, I have the luxury because I didn't get married young or commit to a woman young like y'all did. So y'all didn't have a lot of self-discovery I was able to get on my own as a single man. It's things y'all had to get while already in the partnership, already in the commitment.
I think
so. It's like moving furniture around in a house that you already built versus me having the ability to move furniture in and move furniture out.
Before my wife, you had longer. Your accumulation of relationships was more than mine.
I only had that my longest relationship was like a year. Before that was like average on 6 months.
Right. So this is by far longer than all of the relationships I've had combined.
Oh, okay.
So I had, and I don't even know if we count this. This was high school going into college.
Nah, they don't.
So
count.
my first semester of college it ended.
College I would count.
It went up to my birthday.
Oh, so a month in college.
About 2, 3.
Okay.
So we dated for 11 months. Outside of that, it was 2 relationships for 6 months.
Yeah, but I'm saying like a lot of things that. Here's what I want you to understand. When you're a married man, I'm a single man.
Yeah.
But you got married in your late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still single in my early 30s. There's a maturation process that happens from your 20s to your early 30s that we both experience, but in different ways because yours is more confined and controlled within the confines of your marriage.
But mine is also flows in line with my life, honestly. Like
I get. Listen, it's not a better or worse. It's not a.
No, I'm just.
It's just a different type of.
I think it had to happen like
maturation.
This.
I mean, listen, you say that because you're married.
No, I'm saying it because
I'm telling you, you're saying that because you're married.
Listen, I'm saying this because I've
you
always
got an earring in your ear?
What?
No. Oh no, go ahead.
I'm saying this because I've always been responsible for somebody else.
Right. Yes, you have. I would definitely give you that.
By choice or by force.
You came out the womb responsible.
So really, what we talking about is, I had to.
We should go into our subject after you make your statement.
All right. I had to, like, marriage flows more in line with my life because
Mhm.
it flows more in line with me having to step into a mature role.
Mhm.
And this is the marriage kind of rounds it out. And
Right.
it's not to say that was never my idea going in. My idea going in was just like companionship. I didn't
Right.
know I was gonna marry her until time showed me that that's how that was gonna go.
Okay.
Not anything other than that. So
We definitely gonna have an episode. We're gonna break all that down.
man, we're gonna break down all of this.
But let's get to the subject. The subject at hand is, you know, how are you now as a grown adult male? We're both going to be 32 this year. Compared to what we thought we were going, the type of men that we thought we were going to be as little boys. So we're talking about like probably pre-teens, probably 12 to 14.
Shit, I'll start by like my dad tried to force like his ideas of how life was gonna be because
Really?
he had more. Yeah, my dad. I used to go visit my dad in the summers.
Over the phone or in person?
He used to, my dad. I used to get A's and stuff like that. When my GPA was high and I was on honor roll, my dad would have a little stuff on it. I'd be like, I don't even talk to this nigga like that.
He's like,
go back, and then I'd be like, this nigga in the Big Brother program and all of that. And I'm like, damn, nigga spending more time with these niggas than with me. But what I realized, like, he'll take, because he used to live in Boston, so he'll take me to MIT. He'll take me to Harvard.
Oh, wow. So he was trying to show you the gateway to success.
Right, but he ain't do it the right way.
So what you mean? What you didn't like that type of stuff he was showing you?
I didn't understand. I understood Harvard was a good school. I wanted to go to Harvard until I visited and said, damn, why y'all paying so much for these old-ass buildings? But then I didn't realize.
That's kind of.
I didn't realize them dorms had historic value. So it wasn't like I mean they still could have renovated the inside a little bit, but you know it was different. I wanted to. What did I want to do early in life? Maybe I had a lot of mentors, so they always pushed me towards a certain way. Because at first I didn't know how long I was gonna live.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't have no plan for life. Like my dad would talk about it, but my dad wasn't constant enough initially for it to latch on. Because most of the niggas I knew, like I didn't know niggas after like between 22 and 35, 36. Unless you was related to me, I didn't know guys that age. Them niggas was in jail or they was dead. And so that wasn't a real thing to me. It wasn't until I moved down to Georgia where I was like, okay, like these, it's levels to smartness. It's levels to what I can be now. And now I can really start thinking about college. Because my first year I did horribly. I had like a 2.0 GPA.
Damn.
Basically just showed up. But then I started getting like 3.7s, 3.9s, and stuff like that. But that only happened when I started hanging out with smart people. I hung out with I hung out with my friends who was, you know, a mix of smart and or people that put effort towards their intellect.
Okay.
They didn't do that. It was not so much. I was probably the smartest one I hung out with.
Okay.
But then when I started taking classes where smart people were, I was like, oh shit, y'all niggas going to college? Let me start looking at college. Y'all niggas like applying aptitude to stuff. Then I joined like aviation club.
Oh damn.
I didn't think about
that. Is it MLK?
Yeah.
Damn.
I joined aviation club, 21st century. I started engaging with activities that these people who were applying themselves started doing, and I was like, oh shit, like I started realizing my talents. That's how I met Ralph. I was in a
videography club,
video production class.
Yeah.
And if I would have went that route, I think I would have been very successful in it.
You definitely like a nigga that
I would have had a stronger passion.
Set.
I didn't see the money with that.
I got you.
And so
you was always where the money at type of guy.
I was always on want to be broke.
Got you.
So, but if I would have thought like even like Ralph did, I mean, we would have applied ourselves differently.
Yeah.
In my first year, I was editing videos, like of college. I just did it on my own, photos and videos.
So looking back as a teenage boy, if he was to look at the type of man that you are today,
I probably, as a teenager, I thought I would have been a psychologist, single, somebody uncle, because that happened in high school, and I ain't think traveling as much, but I just thought what I thought was luxury stuff, condos I ain't think Midtown, but just expensive houses or condos. I just thought about the accumulation of wealth. I never had idea or plan on what that looked like. I just
Mm.
was gonna be a psychologist,
Mhm.
make 100,000 plus,
Mhm.
and then move that way. Didn't happen, but when I
So what would you say? Would you say have you?
I think the only thing I would think is different.
Well, how would you measure? Do you feel like you let that little boy down, or you?
Nah,
How do you feel about
I
that?
think he didn't know enough.
Mm.
And I have the luxury. Now, it's some differences that I still want for myself right now. That just come with me moving the goalposts. I went from not thinking I was gonna ever be 31
Mm.
to saying, "Okay, nigga, we here.
Mm.
Okay, nigga, we can
So would the little boy, would he smile if he would have
fuck
seen you
yeah."
there?
5-year-old, I think it's a few things he would want
All right.
that I don't exude. He would want me to be in shape.
Mhm.
He would want me to laugh and smile more,
Mhm.
like just have more fun.
Mhm.
And that's something that people don't realize. When you young, fun is where you at.
Mm.
When you older and things start having more structure and yet fun, it is your spirit, but it's also what you actively engage in.
Mm.
And it don't mean you got to spend a lot of money, but it is you. Like for me, I'm an explorer. I'm inquisitive. Fun for me is figuring out new shit,
Mm.
even if it's weird. I don't care. Like when I went to, I did that sword fighting.
Whoa, wait a minute.
How to sword
Hold on.
fight.
Sword.
See, this was
Sword fighting who? When? Where? What?
It was like this little white.
Oh, so you sword fighting with a white kid.
It was a group of white people. So we
Oh,
was
white men.
men and women, co-ed. Oh, sorry, men, women, and humans on the spectrum. Like, cause
Everybody
one
sword
woman,
fighting.
one woman probably use a different, or one person probably use a different pronoun. So I try to be respectful to that.
Sword fighting with everybody.
But I ain't gonna lie, it was on some Dungeons and Dragons shit. But that's probably the most fun. That was more fun than Vegas. I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
Just that new activity, learning something.
You felt like a kid again?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's if I legit felt like what's that shit up in Duluth?
What, the golf course?
No.
The little mini golf course?
No, they got the
Laser tag?
Nah, bruh. You sit up in the stadium. They got the horses and they run at each other.
Oh, Castle and the Castle joint?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I forgot the name
But
of it.
that's how I felt. I mean, that's why I bought laser tag. That's why I do things like that, because I like shit like that. I like activities.
Playing with toys.
Fuck yeah.
No,
I ain't
serious.
nerdy like got
I'm
a
being
Iron
serious.
Man mask.
Okay.
But I'm nerdy like I'll still do the shit that people think is weird.
What they call it? Turf guns?
What?
Turf guns?
Nerf guns?
Nerf guns.
No, that's too. Give me. I want to do paintballing. I don't want to do no Nerf guns.
Okay.
I'll do lasers.
Water
Nerf.
guns.
I mean, water guns cool too.
Okay. Water balloons.
Yeah, I'll slap the shit out of somebody with them. I used to get in trouble.
Water
trouble when I was younger. Water slides. You sound like you getting freaky. They want to put some foam in that bitch. What about you? When you was young in Roswell, like what would he say?
First off, this nigga is disrespectful. First off, I grew up on all sides of Atlanta.
Right.
All right. South. That includes the south
Mostly
side.
the north.
See,
that way.
I moved to the north side, Roswell, in the 8th grade.
But that's only because. But what you?
I lived in Forest Park in my whole middle school, and I lived in
you dropped
Cleveland
out
Avenue.
D.L. Hughley.
I lived in Cleveland Avenue, my whole elementary school. Shout out to Somerdale Commons. So I would say this. I'm gonna be honest with you. My younger version self thought, first off, for starters, like you, I didn't think I would live to be past 25. I tell a story all the time. We literally, our gym, I remember his name, Dana Brown. He had the same name as my mom, matter of fact. Yeah, it was a guy, Dana Brown. Big light-skinned brother. At Cleveland Avenue, he was assistant principal. He moved all the boys into the auditorium one morning. We was like, what the hell going on? And why is it only all boys in here? I was mad. I was like, ain't no girls here. I always been a girl dude. I always was looking for the chicks. But I was like looking around like, all right, what's going on? There's only boys in here. What they what's about to go on? Like they about to attack us or something like that. We did something bad or something. And we whipped out this newspaper. He said, and this is him, and he was on stage, and he was rapping, and a woman pulled his pants down and sucked his penis.
This is a white guy,
Black dude, dog. He's spazzing. It's early in the morning. This is before breakfast. I'm like, first off, I don't even know who he talking about. I can't compute what's going on. Pull his pants down and suck his penis. Why would a woman do that at a concert? I don't understand. And he told us it was Tupac.
Oh, okay.
Right? This is way before he got killed. This is like 96, I want to say. 96, 95 maybe. And so.
Wait, you said what?
Like 96, 95.
You saying the action happened way before he got killed?
Yeah, the action. Because it was in the newspaper. It was printed in the newspaper.
Okay.
Tupac got he was getting head from a chick.
But you know he died in like 94, 95.
No, Tupac died in like 97, 96, bro.
Nah, bro, that's too late. There wasn't
Pull
no
it up,
overlap
bro.
with the Hot Boys.
Pull it up, bro.
You saying he overlapped with Juvenile and the Hot Boys?
The Hot Boys didn't come out till 99, bro.
No, that's when they hit.
Anyway, let me finish my story.
Go ahead, brother.
I think we was in the 4th or 3rd grade. I can't remember. But anyway,
he died in 96.
I was there. So anyway, so he showed this article, whatever, and so we like, oh, okay. She's like, and he's like, you know what statistics say? It say that every majority of the black boys in here, he's like, half of y'all are gonna go to jail before the age of 21. Then he said a certain number of us. He said then half of y'all are gonna have a child before the age of 16. And he said most of y'all in this room are gonna be dead before the age of 21. He said dead or in jail before 21. Now at the time again, we like 3rd, 4th, 5th graders. We shocked as hell. Like, why do people think of us like that? And it's mostly black and Hispanic kids in this motherfucker. And we so shocked, like we like, damn, well, why in the hell would he think of us like this? Or why did society? We didn't understand where this came from. Like, why would society think of us? We didn't do anything wrong.
He saw the delinquents in you niggas.
Oh, that's what he was getting to, because we were some bad motherfuckers. So that's what he was getting to, and he was more so just cared. That was the first time. That was the first time I didn't learn till throughout my school, going to school as a kid. That was actually one of the only times in my life where we actually had black male teachers. See, in middle school,
I've always had black male teachers.
We had one black male teacher in middle school, Mr. Usher. But in elementary school, we had black male teachers, multiple black male teachers. We had a black male assistant principal.
Yeah.
There were black men all over. And you respected it. Mm-hmm. You respected the authority of them. Like, you always knew you ain't going to cut up in Mr. Caldwell class. Because he don't play that. Big, tall, Morris Chestnut, bald head dude.
I think we had so many that we would, and they all wasn't like PE teachers and shit like that. We had so many that we knew who to like fuck with and who not to fuck with. Black, this nigga about to die.
First time that ever happened. Anyway,
burn one.
So, anyway, I'm looking like damn. So as a kid, I was always influenced by the bullshit. Like, I've always loved hood chicks. My goal as a kid at 14, I said I'm gonna get money. When I become an adult, go to the hood. I'm gonna get rich. Go to the hood, get a hood chick, and take out the projects.
I used to say that, but I was probably like 23. Give me a project chick. Mm-hmm. Like, literally.
Yeah, I was on that. And so I always thought I probably had my first prevalent thought about my future at probably 13, 14. I was like, I saw this one dude come to my house one time, pick up my cousin, and he was dark-skinned dude. You know, he kind of looked like Mike Vick, actually. Kind of looked like Mike Vick with the whole goatee and everything. He put up in the old school, I think it was a Chevy, and it was on 24s. And he was stepping out. He had on some house slippers, and he talking reckless on the phone to some chick. Meanwhile, his put up with his partner. His partner was there to kick it with my cousin, whatever. So I was like, damn, that's what I want to be when I become an adult. I was like, man, I want to get grown, have girls that do multiple things for me around the house, and just be a player. That's how I always imagined. But I said that I never saw myself living, like you said, after 25 though. So this was all supposed to happen between 21, 24. Because I never saw myself living after 25. I was like living at 30, 40, that wasn't even a concept as a teenage boy. Because I would always say, by the time I get to 30, if I live to 30, I'm good. I can die. I just did what I needed to do.
I thought 45. Mm-hmm. After I was like, okay, by By the time 45 hit, now I see my dad. He's 60. I'm like, damn, my dad.
That's another thing. I see. I didn't grow up with a lot of positive male influence. I had to actually. It's interesting now how a lot of people see me as this figure that's well connected with a lot of professional black men, whatever. That was literally a goal intent of mine that I started at 20, because I didn't grow up. The only most successful man I know growing up my whole entire life was two people, and one died. My uncle, who was a trans woman.
Transition to a woman?
Yeah, he transitioned to a woman. And this one, they used to look like track stars. This is before all the surgeries and stuff like that. And so he was all muscular and stuff. But he was the only image that I saw of a healthy male, because he was the only one that never did anything wrong to my mom, and he took care of us.
That's what's inspiring your change?
See, you funny.
Breaking news.
So so that was the first part. I was like, okay, that's the most quasi successful man I knew, because everybody else wasn't doing shit, and they were abusive, they were drunks, they were drug addicts, selling drugs, pimping hoes, all type of shit. And then the second one was when I was a teenager and I got my first job working at the rec. This is how.
Oh, that's when you said they cut the program?
Yeah, this is how important those programs are for kids, especially in the inner city, especially boys growing up in the inner city and in single parent homes. It teaches you to appreciate work ethic, and build work ethic, and it actually puts us around positive male influences.
Yeah.
Like this, the man that ran the program for our county, for our side of the town. This is when I was living in Roswell, for North Fulton. I forgot his name, Mr. Dexter or something like that. But anyway, he was a kind of Poindexter, corny dude, but he had you go on his he had a truck. He had throwback jerseys in that mug. This when throwback jerseys was popping. He had the everything. He had the success. He had a degree, went to college. He always looked out for us. He helped me with my resume. He was that one figure that was in my life that I was like, I want to be like him. Not in presentation who he is, but the success that he obtained. I want to be well spoken. I want to be able to do business with white folks. I want to be able to, buy anything I want. I want to be able to, be a professional man. That was the first time I started to shift from toxic street trap dudes I wanted to be like to I want to be like a professional man. I want to have a suitcase and stuff. So looking back, and there's a reason me and you address this topic. I'm gonna get on in a minute, but looking back, the younger version of me, the 15-year-old, will look at me now and be like, "Damn, boy, you don't got fat." Because first off, I was always a skinny kid. Like weight was never an issue with me. So, and I would always look at fat people like, "Dang, why are people getting so fat?" And the world is getting fatter. So it would look at me like, "Damn, boy, you don't got fat." And then it's like, "Boy, you know we wasn't supposed to do that, boy." But he would look at me and be like, "Damn, boy, you don't did some shit, boy." Like he would look at throughout my life stories and everything and where I'm at now, and be like, "Boy, you don't did some cool shit." Like how connected I am, how aware I am, how involved I am, how I literally make ideas come out of my mind and become profitable business ventures, built these and even the trajectory that I'm on, and the fact that I still get girls and good looking girls. Oh, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I fuck with this dude."
Was it
Now, he would want me to find a wife.
You was just
I've been a romantic my whole life. I've been a lover boy my whole life, bro. I've been a lover boy my whole life.
Two movies that definitely influenced my perspective on dating. So one
Juice was for me.
Nah, man. That's why it's one of them in my favorite movie, Boomerang.
Really?
Boomerang.
I didn't think Boomerang was our speed because it was a little bit too smart for us as kids.
Too smart for you.
Okay, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Boomerang was that deal for me because it was one of the first movies I saw. Imagery. You ain't see nobody in a negative light.
That's true.
I get to look at it at the time I looked at it, and then now I look at it with a greater appreciation for what it was in the time.
That's why I didn't appreciate it when it came out.
You got Eddie Murphy. Number one, you got all these stars. But stars aside, the imagery of the movie was something.
Professional black men, black-owned business.
In a big-ass city doing shit. We talking about executive roles.
Facts, bro.
But this dude, Bachelor Pad.
A utopia.
Hey, and then when they opened up, when he getting fine-ass women, the Bachelor Pad looking right, that was the image of a Bachelor Pad that I want. That one, and then How to Be a Player.
Really?
How to Be a Player. The Bill Bellamy.
Bill Bellamy was a smooth
Bill
dude back
Bellamy
in the day.
did not come off as a smooth guy in comedy.
You crazy. He used to wear all the suits and shit like that.
Cool.
He was the Big Daddy Kane of comedy, bro.
I didn't care about that.
Bill Bellamy was
but
that
when
dude.
I saw
bro.
him, this was
He was one of the only dark skinned dudes I saw that women loved.
This was the parallel for those. These are dudes not normally seen as smooth, suave sex symbols, from my perspective.
Okay, I feel you.
But then when you got him in How to Be a Player, you got the imagery of the old player, you got the women that it all had to do with the desire for women, which is what women don't realize men are doing most times anyway. The success that we try to attain, trying to be smooth and suave.
Right.
You got to balance that with also not wanting to feel like a simp in the process without wanting to be played.
Right.
And so that just knowing how to talk to women, that shaped that just no matter what.
Sophistication.
Because
smooth sophistication.
Right. After a certain point, I was still broke.
Right.
So I had to figure out what was my lane.
Right.
And it helped me with a lot, figuring out that I can use my intelligence and my wit to get a lot further.
You was cerebral as hell as a kid.
I made friends but that's how I stopped getting bullied.
Oh, by roasting.
Yeah, by being smarter than them. But it's two things. It is one, you gonna have to fight me.
Right. And
then when you realize like, oh shit.
You know why I didn't fight as a kid?
Me neither.
Well, I didn't fight in school. Let me tell you why. I was always afraid of the police.
Scare ass nigga.
Yeah, cause I
seen niggas die by the police and wasn't afraid.
Bro, I seen police. When I saw a police officer plant drugs on a dude, I was like, nah.
Oh, I ain't never had that experience.
Yeah, I saw that. I said, nah, I can't fuck with them, bro.
You was like, hey, what's that?
They put cocaine on him and got all the time. I was like, nah,
damn, bro.
I can't fuck with them, bro. So my whole thing was I would lead with respect. So I wasn't like you. I led with intellect. I led with soft skill, like respect. That always worked for me.
One of the things that worked in my favor was the fact that, so my brother, one of the biggest dynamics outside of the fact that our relationship with our dad, my relationship with all older men was always one of respect. Even though I talk a lot now, I was highly inquisitive. That's where it all come from.
Let me ask you this: me and you come from the same background. You know,
my city
being
was
raised.
Bigger.
What?
My city was bigger.
You came from the same.
You
stayed in the small ass apartment. I don't know what the hell you talking about. We both stayed in small ass apartments.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's a fact.
All right. So we both staying with our moms and stuff like that. Do you, as a kid, did you ever have a sense of that you were at what age did you get mindful of their actions because you knew that they will have consequences your mom and them would have to endure? And what was it?
So for the most part, I had to balance two things. I had an older brother who was my hero. I saw him as my hero, and my brother was that guy to me. So even though I'm gonna bounce off the first thought. The first thought was the difference between my brother and I is he held his peers in high esteem, and I held, because from third grade on, I always had male influences, grown men that I looked up to. I cared about their validation, while my brother cared about the validation of his peers. So you start there, but my brother was the closest one to me, so I would follow his actions, but I was also risk averse. I didn't like whoopings. I didn't like standing in the corner. I wasn't gonna snitch on my brother when he did dumb shit, but I also hated standing in the corner. I'd be overthinking. But I cared when the reason I had to move here to Atlanta was because I was following. This is the last time I really followed my brother. We had joked about going this. There was one guy that had this. He was the rich kid in the neighborhood. He wasn't really rich. He just had two parents. He had a fish tank. He had more stuff than us. Still broke. We didn't realize.
Black kid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we was cool with him. He was just always active, so we didn't hang out with him as much. They was gone one day. We ran off in his house. And we was joking about it one day, like, man, we're gonna rob that nigga. It was jokes, stupid jokes. And then it became real when we did it. But what we robbed him of was so fucking petty.
What y'all robbing for?
It was after Halloween.
What y'all had to stick him up with?
We didn't. Sorry, it was breaking and entering.
All right, go ahead.
So we went up in his house. Fucking stupid. We stole Halloween candy. We in middle school. We stole Halloween candy.
You motherfuckers about to catch a 10.
Right.
10
My
or
mom was
15.
at work. They was out of town or something like that. We stole Halloween candy, fireworks from the 4th of July.
All a lot of jealousy.
Stuff out of they refrigerator.
All out of jealousy.
Right. Sodas and shit, stupid shit. And then
sodas? Y'all some poor.
It was 4 of us.
Y'all was some poor.
It was 2 brothers. And then and we got caught.
Y'all some
And
poor.
then they when we got caught, my mom was at work. It was in the middle of the night. They come knocking at the door.
Right.
Bright ass lights. Get dressed. Come on. I'm like, we don't even know who this is. These niggas could have been sticking us up. No, my bad. They said police open up.
Oh, hold on. The dudes. Who was the police?
The police.
Oh, all right. Damn. So hold on. Somebody knew that y'all broke in.
Somebody knew. It was broad daylight when we did it.
Damn, that's crazy.
But we like everybody at work. We skipped school. We jumped over fences to get to their house. They had already checked the back door before they called me. They was like, "Oh, his door open. Let's go do it." I was like, "All right, whatever. This is my brother." So I'm being cool with these niggas. We go do it. They called my mom up. We sitting there. We was in holding. They ain't charged us with nothing at that moment, but we was in holding. And she came and got us, and she was like, my mom looked at me and was like, "You?" And I was like,
the softest one in a bunch.
She was just like, she knew I was the good kid. She was like,
you had the most potential.
Right. She was astonished at me, and that fucked me up. And the only reason we didn't go to jail,
pockets full of goddamn.
The only reason they ain't throw the book at us is because we said we leaving town.
Pockets full of candy corn.
Right. And they wasn't going. Right. So stupid. Ain't nobody even fuck with candy corn. They didn't have no good candy. So
candy corn
we came down to Atlanta,
and Crunch bars, mini Crunch,
bro. When we came down to Atlanta, bro, they was like, "All right, we ain't gonna prosecute you, but you can't come back." And so we ain't never go back.
Can't go back where?
St. Louis.
Damn. So they
like,
banned y'all from
they
the
was
city?
like, if you come back here and you do something, we adding this on.
Oh, damn. So I got a charge waiting for you.
Yeah, they was really going. That was really lying because they ain't never book us for nothing. We ain't know that back then. We just petrified. My mom was like, we
gotta move.
She was so disappointed. I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I knew I was about to get the ass whooping of a lifetime. But my mom was always one of those people who said, "I'm not gonna whoop you right now because I'm too mad and I might kill your ass."
Damn.
And so I was like, yeah, that shit real. So I asked her to go to church the next day. She was like, "Oh, we going to church." We ain't go to church. We ain't go to church. Right. Mama, I've been thinking we need to go to church. She was like, "Yo, we go to church." We ain't go to church. We went to Atlanta, nigga. I take you to the Bible Belt, nigga. And that's when I disappointed my mom the most. Outside of that, like, I did dumb shit like staying out past curfew with my grandma, some shit like that. But I ain't never do nothing until until other shit happened. Wow.
Okay, that's crazy. I never do that. That's crazy.
I told you, man. I'm surprised that you, based on our profiles, you would have been the one that had seen jail before.
Because I'm dark skinned. I get it. I get it.
You dropped out of school. You got the GED. You got a hell of a story.
Hold on, first
to
off.
be where you are now.
Hold on, first off.
You dropped out of school. You went and got an associate's.
Hold on. I definitely did things that were crazy. See, my whole thing was, you're not supposed to get caught. That's what I always thought. That was the
If
the
I was
train of
ever
thought.
the mastermind behind it, we would have never got caught for nothing.
Because you would have planned it better.
Right.
Gotcha.
I would have had a better
But
plan.
you following Tweedledees and Tweedledum.
I'm following the nigga that I admired.
Right.
After that, I was like, nah, I can't be following you.
If I'm going to follow somebody, I got to be somebody else.
I got to follow the nigga behind the desk.
Got horrible plans.
And it was that day where I said I would never follow another nigga again. Nigga, my mom was mad. The fucked up part was she wasn't surprised none the least at my brother. She was just like, she didn't say shit to him. She was like, "And you?" I was like, damn, she didn't want to say none of that nigga. She knew he was gonna fuck up.
Hold on.
That's how I knew I was the favorite too. That was that moment.
You know, I remember my breaking point where I was like, I remember I was in 9th grade, Roswell, and I used to sell dope. Shout out to my old plug.
I ain't never sold drugs. Oh, I never sold drugs for a long period of time.
Somebody else we know sold drugs too, but I ain't gonna say his name.
Okay.
All right. So, but yeah, I used to sell drugs. Now, I never sold white. See, how did my whole approach to doing bad and things and waking up. First off, I've always been cognizant ever since a little boy that if I leave my mom and my sisters, there's not gonna be no man around to protect them.
That's funny.
See, I saw my mom go through a lot of bad things growing up, and she hates when I talk about it. But I ain't gonna talk about. But I see my mom go through a lot of. She did her best, and I love her to death. But I saw a lot of bad things growing up, even things she probably didn't think I was around to see or
Trust me,
think
I
I didn't
know.
hear. Yeah, but yeah, right, right. And so, yeah, so I've always been cognizant that I'm the oldest, I'm the biggest. If if I'm going not around my mom and my sisters, it's ain't no telling what's gonna happen to them.
You definitely wasn't the biggest when you was stealing your sister jeans, though. I'm just gonna throw that out there. He's cute.
So I always been cognizant of that. So being cognizant of that, I knew that if I was gonna do something foul, like fight or steal something or whatever, I knew I had to do it smart to avoid getting caught by the police.
Got you.
Cause at Forest Park Middle, see that's why I learned about the difference between white schools and black schools. See, at Forest Park Middle, after ISS, you get in trouble one time to go to ISS. After you get ISS, they send you to a juvenile. You got to spend a day literally in juvenile. It's some type of program, but you had to spend a day in juvenile.
Scared straight.
Right. But at the white school, when I went to Crabapple for 8th grade, you want to go to no juvenile unless you actually committed a bad crime.
Mm-hmm.
But we talking about like you get fights or whatever, or you steal something in this class or whatever. Nah, if you already did ISS, you going to the to juvie. So I never wanted to go to juvie.
Got you.
So all the stuff that I did. So when I was in my turning point for me, that where I knew that I wasn't gonna be in the streets or whatever, was when I was like 15 years old. Oh, and I was listening to trap music. I was a urban legend.
Oh yeah.
T.I., but I was to the grizzle. I was ready to get all hands in, live on the block somewhere on the south side and get it in. I was ready to get it in. I was gonna be a blood. I was gonna get it in.
Said I was gonna be
I was no. I was about to, I was an inch away from getting in these streets full time, and because I was so allured by the lifestyle, and so until I watched this one movie that changed my life. Gang Tapes. You ever seen that?
Nah.
It's on Netflix now, but it was a
DVD.
white.
VCR.
No, it was a DVD. They probably had the cassette because it had been out so long, but I caught it when it was a DVD. My uncle brought this white blank DVD in, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" I used to always watch. My family, we big on just watching movies. That's all we used to do, watch movies. And so I watched this movie. I put it in one night. I was like, "Let me throw this in." This the only thing I ain't watched in here. And man, when I tell you, it showed the reality of gangbanging from the West Coast. It was this group of basically it started off like a white documentary. It's a white family with a camera. All of a sudden, yeah, they recording their visit to California to LA. And they end up in Compton, lost in Compton. And all of a sudden they get robbed. And the dope boys, the gangbangers, take their camera.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh shit, they got a camcorder." Blah, 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 blah. He started recording his stuff himself and stuff like that. And he started recording it as his young kid, recording a day in, day life of just him becoming a gangbanger. So that's how I felt. Me and him correlated already because I wanted to become a certified street dude, and he wanted to become a certified street dude, gangbanger. And so he showed the life, and bro, seeing how they had the girls, I was like, "Ooh, she got a fat ass. That's definitely what I want." But seeing how they betrayed each other, turned on each other, robbed each other, smiling each other face, killing each other, having each other commit crimes that they don't want to do, go shoot and go kill, go get, and then seeing how that little boy got killed at the end of that motherfucker.
Oh damn.
I was like, nah. I was like, nah. It was more than anything. It was the betrayal that I was like, cause I already seen, cause at this time, I was going to alternative school.
How old was you?
I was like 15, between 15 and 16.
Gotcha.
I was already in alternative school at this point. and I was like, no, I was this is before I turned in school. But either way, I was like, I was about to get in this life. But when I saw that documentary, and I already seen some dudes at school that was involved in gangs, because we had the South Side coming out of college, our high school as well.
Yeah.
So I already seen betrayal and things like that reflected in the documentary. So I was like, damn, this is real. Like, this is the side the rappers never said about. You know what I'm saying? This is the side I didn't see in a lot of movies. Like, this ain't the fun. Like, this is crazy. This is real, bro.
Yeah.
This was the little kid in the video. These people he looked up to, he trusted in, who put his life in danger, and eventually got him killed over something stupid, bro. Yeah. And I was just like, nah, this ain't for me. So, I was like, nah, I gotta find another way. And I was selling weed. I wouldn't sell white because, again, I didn't want to get, if I got caught selling drugs, I'd rather get caught selling weed because I ain't gonna do nothing but probably had to do a year, 5 years max. But at that time, them crack laws.
This nigga had
I was always calculated with the crimes that I committed that I didn't get caught for. But it was the white boys and Mexicans at work, at school, they wanted the cocaine. And I was telling them I was gonna sell crack. But I was like, at that time, them crack laws was stupid. You getting like 20 years off a gram.
Yeah.
I was like, hell nah. And only to make like a $20 profit, $40 profit, max. I was like, hell nah. So I was cool with my little nick and dimes, making my $5 profit, my $10 profit here and there. And so, yeah, I was like, yeah, I got to find another way. It's either going to be sports or rap. And it was more so rap. I was rapping at that time. And then that's what changed my whole peripheral even more out of entertainment, was pursuing rap, because I was like, these dudes that rap, they not really making no money.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it wasn't fun. Like, it wasn't, for me, it wasn't like with the videos, rap videos and all that shit look cool, but the behind the scenes work and just seeing is a lot of that shit wasn't real. The girls is not real. It's not, if you're not a main star stream act, nobody gives a fuck really about you.
At all.
Yeah, and it's like, it was I've always, keep in mind, I've always wanted to be a lover. I always wanted, and so when I made that decision, I was like, I just want to make a lot of money and have a family. I don't want to have to go everywhere and people want me to sign autographs and things like that, and like, you have no real privacy, no life. And so at that point, then I was like, you know what, that ain't. I didn't find that out till probably like 17, 18.
Yeah.
When I got older, because you find out how vain the industry is. They at that time, you had to be short. You couldn't be no tall rapper at that age.
Yeah.
And then you had to be light skinned, or you had to fit a certain mold, and it just wasn't for me.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I grew out of the streets and out of all that shit. And I was like, and that's when I met that professional man I told you about. And I was like, there's another side of life that I could live and be completely happy with.
Okay.
So, and that's just how it's been. And so I think, yeah, the younger me would appreciate it and respect it, and you know what I'm saying, and be enamored by it and be interested in with the rest of the journey. Like, and so the reason I brought this conversation up for us to have it is because you and me have both dealt with the same therapist, amazing therapist.
Yeah,
Shout out to Therapist
Yeah.
V, Vladimir, therapyforblackmen.org. Go get your help there. One of the things she always has us address is our little boys. And the reason for it is because in dealing with therapy, a lot of our traumas originated out of our adolescence.
Yeah.
Especially when you grow up in the type of backgrounds we have. And therapy, she has us address those little boys.
Right, because like, we use trauma so loosely now.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't realize.
We do.
And that's why you can never, like, we as black men, we got to really embrace the therapeutic process, because we don't realize, like, I seen the first dead body when I was under 10 years old. We in the woods jumping on a mattress. Nigga fall down, and when you fall, you like, damn, why shit? Like, the mattress ain't shit because it's in the woods, but you don't realize it's a body under there. So
how was that?
You ain't think about it. It was cool. It's like, oh, it was shocking, but it was like, oh shit, it's a body.
Right.
We don't realize that's somebody. We ain't report it. We just like, oh shit, it was a body. We about to go and finish playing hide and seek or whatever we playing. You know what I'm saying? Running through the woods. you don't think about those things. Like it might be because we ain't see like a bunch of blood or none of that, but it was a person under that mattress. You know what I'm saying? And so now you already under 10 years old, desensitized to uh, death to
Mm.
some extent, and shit like that you got to process through because that's just one point. You keep hitting these other points. Fights.
Mm.
We love the notion of a fight. Seeing somebody, and then you don't realize like somebody got knocked out. Somebody got knocked out, hit concrete.
Mm.
Then when they got knocked out, hit concrete, they still getting stumped and kicked in the face.
Mm.
Like that's a level of humanity that's lacking in that.
Mm-hmm.
And therapy and the
That's
therapeutic
true as hell.
process really should be restoring your humanity to some extent.
Especially black men, because like you said, we get so caught up in trying to be Superman, trying to be always fix something, make something happen, make something shake. That we and due to the culture we grew up in, we're taught to ignore our feelings
Yeah.
and the things that are vulnerable makes us vulnerable. To like you said, it robs us of acknowledging that humanity in us, that little boy in us,
Yeah.
that stays trapped inside,
Yeah.
still dealing with those demons that he encountered throughout his life, that manifest into triggers for you.
Oh hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, what are the lessons you got that you want to give out to these black guys, black men listening?
Man, I said this last time. I'm on the train. You always need. You don't know enough.
Mm-hmm.
You always need a mentor. You need somebody in your ear that's gonna push that positivity. You also need therapy because the therapeutic process is gonna help you. A good therapist, because I call it dating therapist. I done dated a lot of damn therapists,
Boy, you don't ran through therapists like a motherfucker run through women, bro.
bruh.
Woo.
I done went through so many shitty therapists that the
Mm.
relief in having a good therapist
Woo.
is unmatched. And I gave somebody else the information. I hope he reach out to her too.
How many therapists did you run through? I think it was last year
Uh,
before you got the V.
I'll say this: I had 3 therapists tell me that they can't help me,
Mm.
and it wasn't nothing wrong, or they didn't know what to do.
Mm.
I had therapists that I had to learn with. That while they was learning therapy, I felt like a study. They
Wow.
learning what's happening in this therapeutic process because
A
but
test subject.
because I have a therapeutic background and I'm inquisitive, I always find myself coming up with the answers,
Introspective.
and they don't go past the first level. So they're like, "Oh, it's a problem. You got the answer to it. You good." As opposed to V, who will say, "Oh, yeah, you that's the problem. You got a solution, but let's walk back to where the problem stemmed from. How you process through the problem, how you feel emotionally after that,
Mm.
and you don't think about those things. Somebody asks you how you doing, you good, you all right, you cool, cool. Now, how did you feel in that moment? How would your younger self look at the way that you responded to that, and how you move forward? So, those two things are tremendously important to us. Putting yourself around the right people too. Like I was saying, when I hung out with my guys that I was with, just out of us living in the same neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
we was cool. We was close. We played sports. We had the same interests. And then when our interests start diverging, nothing really kept us together.
Mm-hmm.
So now I realized I started gravitating towards people that were actively engaged in like their own progress. So even if I didn't like my dad wasn't actively there, I realized I started hanging out with guys who had their family in their life, had a stronger support system, had more stability. And these people start bestowing things upon you and knowledge on you that you don't know.
Mm.
So positioning yourself to be around people that don't, and you don't always want to be around people that can help you.
Mm-hmm.
You do want to be around people where y'all can benefit.
Each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And they push development.
right,
You
hell
know.
yeah,
I definitely I first off I agree with all that. I definitely want to, if anything, echo that and say even more because a lot of black guys, I got a few groups or whatever. I deal with a lot of black men. A lot of black guys, especially you find with the older black men, I would say about age 40 and up, 37 and up, they get to this point of where they feel like they know it all because they've never really went through therapy or they've had terrible therapists, counselors that they've went through in the past, and they think that they can self-resolve their trauma.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With no assistance. And I get it because you're used to being so logical about things. You think you can logically, but it's different when it's a different tandem when you bring a different component into it. A really good therapist, counselor, coach who can really get you to tap into that vulnerable side of you that's beyond the logic.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of that we're operating out of our uh, our uh, our conscious mind, but a good therapist, a coach can get in the back of that subconscious mind. You know, the mechanics of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because me and you talk about uh me and you talk about VL because me and you I would definitely say a pretty stoic. Like me and you are very pretty emotionally killed. Like we're not we're very vulnerable and transparent, especially with the help of therapy. But at the same time, me and you are very we don't wear our emotions on our sleeve type ordeal. We're very resilient. But me and you had this joke that we always crack about how V gets us to break down and cry.
Almost. She almost got me twice, bro. She almost got me twice.
And it's crazy because it'd be like when she hit you. What was that last one we talked about? We said when she hit you with that. And what did the little boy say?
Bruh, she asked,
That's what that shit,
bruh,
right?
she asked me how did little Mark feel.
Bro, when she hits you with that, bro, I don't care how strong you are, it gon' crack. And that was the thing, like, you know, and I want to definitely big her up because she's a black woman who's married and she don't have to deal with none of this. She can just be straight doing, helping who she helps.
And there's probably
in her
more
area.
money in her dealing with women.
Facts. Way more money, I'm sure. But here's the nuance. It's a nuance to that, too. Women buy more frequently. Men buy at a higher price point.
Yeah.
So for her to take time out her life and career to dedicate efforts towards helping black men, a black woman, a Haitian-born black woman, you know, that speaks volumes of her. And she still keep to be able to do that because how hard it is to reach black men, convince them to do therapy, sell, market to them, and then do the actual work of conducting therapy day in, day out, and still go home and be a wife.
Bro, that shit draining.
She's shown me that it's possible to have a driven business, ambitious woman, educated woman, at the same time can go home to her husband and play her role and be submissive within that.
Yeah.
You know, and that speaks volumes of the type of husband she got as well.
Yeah.
And it's not no theatrics. It's not no he's not the prototype you look at as he looks like a rising tide lift all boats type of alpha male, raw, hear me roar. He looks like I've never spoken to him or anything, but just they look like a real black family.
Yeah.
It's not no Hollywood fiction shit. This is a real black family. And how she talks about him and talks about her role and everything in the household and everything, she normal. Like I just got so much admiration and respect for her, man. And it's like this is one black woman who's literally changing our society, and nobody asked her to do it
at all. Yeah,
nobody asked her to do it, and that was the thing that's beautiful. So I'm glad that I found her. And I utilized her, and me knowing how skeptical I am about everything, and me knowing how
pessimistic, nigga.
Very true, very true. And me knowing how stoic you are about everything. When we're very hard judges, so for her to break through us,
bro, that's why I had to push it out there. Like every time I finish a session, I'd be like, I just put it out on social media or something like, yo, my therapist dope. Let me know if you need that information, cause
it's crazy, and it's like, and I want to also leave with this is that there's a lot of therapists in the profession. Mostly it's women still driven profession, cause the consumers are mostly still women, but there's no studies outside of violence on black men in the DSM. There's no diagnosis based around black men. There's very few, if any, placed around black women. So it's therapeutic profession still has a long way to go. So the therapists that are doing it, conducting it now, are really kind of the front runners,
Yeah.
innovators of therapy.
Yeah.
And V is definitely one of them. So definitely big ups to her and therapyforblackmen.org and all the other organizations out there as well. But check her out on Instagram, Facebook. What's Vladimir's last name? Clack.
I
Yeah, I
mess it up.
cannot.
I
Yeah,
saw
just
it.
yeah, just Doctor, just therapyforblackmen.org on Instagram and thing. You'll always be able to find Doctor Vladimir. It's her first name. Her last name I cannot pronounce out. But yeah, man, black men need to go to therapy. It needs to be a part of your life. It's not going to make you perfect. It's not Therapy isn't something to make you Superman to make you always have the right reaction. Therapy is there for to make you resilient to all the things that you're going to endure in life, so that you don't fall apart on the inside when you're dealing with so much on the outside.
Yeah,
That's what therapy is
bring
for.
forth that consciousness so you can really start acting on the goodness that's in you. Because this, regardless of what you've been through, that goodness is gonna be there. That goodness is in you.
Facts.
You just gotta tap into it and make sure it stay at the forefront.
Facts.
So
Big facts.
yeah.
All right, y'all. We get excuse me. We getting out of here. It's like a traditional cough, probably the smoke. Anyway, we getting out of here, y'all. You want to tell people how to find you?
Hey man, y'all can find me bensocial.distancing on my IG. I don't use Twitter much. They told me I gotta get back into it. Mark Anthony on Facebook. Holla at your boy, not too loud.
Yeah, Fear Coach Demecos Chambers. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. Those are the main entities that I'm on. You can just go to on Instagram at Fearless Black Men, or find me on Facebook, Demecos Chambers, or type in Fear Coach Chambers. You'll be able to find me as well. And make sure you subscribe to our podcast, Black Men and Cigars. We're on YouTube, trying to get our YouTubes up. So subscribe to our channel, like, share. And if you want to just check out we're on Instagram as well, Facebook as well. But subscribe to us on YouTube.
Hey.
All right, y'all. We out of here.
All right.
It's been a great show.
Holla.